Could we talk about Dad?
What's my name? Garmadon!
So, when you guys got together, was Dad always an evil warlord?
Okay, well, here it is. I got swept up. He had so many plans. He was so ambitious. He said he wanted to conquer the world. I thought it was a figure of speech. But if I had never met Garmadon, I would have never had you.
Hey.
His dad ruins everything. Uh-oh, it's Garmadon!
Can I have a bathroom pass? What's his gear?
Students, a true ninja knows when to fight and when to blend in the shadows. Unbelievable.
All right, guys, let's get Garmadon!
Dad. Lloyd?
That's right, and it's Lloyd, Dad.
'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used to be bad blood.
It's okay, Lloyd. Nobody's parents are perfect.
Yeah, but I feel like there's more to Garmadon that I need to know.
To understand your future, you must go back to your ninja roots. Your dad was a ninja too.
Oh!
Lloyd, you hear that? We've awakened the unstoppable beast. Meowthra. Are you ready to risk your life for Ninjago?
Ninjago! I haven't felt this good in a long time.
Lloyd, are you okay?
Yeah, I think it was my arm. Is it bad? Is it bad? I don't want to look. Scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it?
Oh, I'd say it's about a 7-point arm ripped off.
Guys, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Congratulations on another successful Lego movie.
It hasn't come out yet.
Well, I mean, it's at least enjoyable. I mean, if you're basing success off of its monetary gain,
Yeah,
then
no, it's-
sure. But
yeah.
I just a good movie.
Almost everyone is basing success on that metric, but it is very good.
I'm sorry that you operate on those terms.
Money.
Kumail is a
gotta go.
capitalist above all else.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you guys got involved in LEGO Ninjago. Dave, you were a Green Ninja, kind of the sort of lead of the group of ninjas in this film. So how did you get involved?
They asked me to be in a Lego movie, and that's all I needed to hear.
Kumail, how did you get involved?
No, sorry, go. No, I was just gonna ramble for a while. Go.
No, but answer. They just asked me to be in a Lego movie, so. No, they just called and they said, oh, everybody else was already in the movie, and they were like, it's another Lego movie. The first one I really loved. They told me the cast was Dave Franco, Fred Armisen, Zach Woods, Michael Pena, Justin Theroux, and I was like, Abby Jacobson, and I was like, yes, of course. It was the easiest decision.
I'm not kidding. They told me that you were in the movie before.
How did they do this?
This is trickery. They really did.
It is, because they told me that Fred was attached, and they told you that
you were attached. And I was like, oh, in that case.
Wow.
They had a lot of confidence. They were like, they'll be attached. It's fine. Just say it.
They told me Forrest Whitaker was going to do it.
It's not too late.
And were you
voices.
disappointed to find that Forrest Whitaker wasn't in the studio with you?
Furious.
Do you guys actually get to do some work with each other in the studio? Most of these animated movies, everyone does their voice separately. But do you guys get to play in the studio?
There was one time we were all in the studio together, and it was very fun. It was, I don't know, at one point I remember just kind of taking a seat and watching the rest of them. They're just such incredible improvisers, and that is my answer to that.
You know what was really cool about that session? I remember all of us sort of goofing around finding stuff, and then you hear that line in the movie, like with a lot of your stuff, I was like, I remember looking at him when he was saying that, and now you're saying it on top of a green dragon.
Yeah, and like the fact that there was 10 of us in a room all talking over each other, and how they somehow like found usable footage amongst that, and it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie when we're all asking Garmadon about his arms.
Who were the 10 of you in the room?
Justin, us 4,
Forrest Whitaker.
Brian
was just there for
Dennehy.
I'm
moral
really glad you
support.
brought Forrest into this
Yeah,
conversation.
Brian Dennehy,
Yeah.
Esther Murkerson, CCH
Murray
Pounder
Abraham.
was there.
My mom.
Mrs. Armisen was there.
Yeah, Saoirse Ronan.
Ghost of
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
Conan
Yeah.
O'Brien.
Yeah, Bill Cosby, which was strange.
Just alone in a corner, like no one was really interacting with him. You guys, did you play with Legos?
George W. Bush.
He was painting.
I'm not done.
He was painting us.
Did you play with Legos growing up?
Did you guys? I just remember a pirate ship. That's all I got.
That's all you remember from
That's
your
all I
childhood?
remember. Yeah.
That sounds like a suppressed memory. That sounds like something something bad happened.
Do you guys ever wonder what people are drinking when you see this? It's melted ice cream.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Burning hot buttermilk.
I have like veal blood in here. So, but I want to make clear the calf did not perish. It was merely tapped.
It keeps you young, I've heard, veal blood.
That's what I hear. It tastes awful. Like broken dreams.
So did you guys play with Legos growing up?
I did play with Legos a little bit. My big thing that I liked is my sister played with American Girl dolls, and my parents would read her the stories, and I was very invested in the American Girl canon. So Legos, I love Legos, but not as much as the American Girl dolls.
I like the American Girl canon.
Yeah, is there an American Girl verse? Like, what? Is there like a shared universe?
Well, I mean, it's just the actual universe because they're historical dolls. So like different eras, like it's different eras, but they don't coexist. Like they exist in different eras.
They don't know each other.
They never know each other. It's
what-
one of the great tragedies of the American Girl doll universe.
So
'Cause- yeah.
are there like specific like ladies, and then it says that she was born in the Ukraine?
You got it.
and-
No, well, it's mostly American, except there is one Swede.
That's my
and who
first-
sneaks in there under the radar.
That should have been my first clue. It's
Kirsten.
called.
She's a Swede, I think. Swiss, maybe? I don't know.
Do you have a favorite passage that you've held on to of the American Girl doll
I mean, I
stories?
just remember when Molly bravely rowed her canoe to rescue someone at summer camp, and I thought one day I want to be that heroic.
Talk about your characters that you play in the film. Talk to me about Green Ninja.
Yeah, so Lloyd is he's a tortured high school kid by day. Everyone hates him because his father is the most evil man on the planet. And then by night, he becomes the Green Ninja, and he helps to protect his home city, but no one knows he's the Green Ninja, so he doesn't get any of the glory. And so he wakes up the next day, and everyone shits on him again, and it's a very tragic Shakespearean character.
Kumail, your character?
Dude, you're not allowed to swear on this. You
Are
have
we?
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? I saw some people
Go
being
for
like,
it.
"Ooh,"
Go for
people
it.
were like, oh.
You're discouraged.
Just start cursing for all the Lego fans out there. Just
What was the question? Oh, what
character, yeah.
What's my guy? I'm the blue guy. I'm Jay. Electricity, lightning, the coolest power. Really good friends with all these guys, and just a high school kid, not popular, and then you get to be a ninja. It's like my life, except I don't get to be a ninja.
Fred.
That's me right there. That's Cole. That's our Earth Ninja. And he's really into music, and he's got like turntables in his mech. A mech is like the thing that they go inside to have battles. And that's him. It's a very complex, wonderful character of some foreign origin and who's assimilated into the United States and around the world. He's like a citizen of the world.
Sounds like a real American Girl doll kind of story.
Yes, yeah. And and I think about maybe this big.
Do you think they cast you because he was into music, and you're very well known as a music person as well, a person who's into
Thank
music?
you. That was an applause break.
That is within
yes.
a band, and are you currently the musical director as well of Late Night with Seth Meyers?
I still go there and play music. I have this week. That's a nice way to put it. But also my family is in the Lego family. We go back to the 1800s with the
Your old money Legos, right?
old money Lego. Leonard Lego is one of my great uncles, and it was a different design back then, but we've still,
And the manufacturing was really dangerous with a lot of kids and dangerous like steam engines.
Well,
and
they were
things, right?
metal. They were
Yeah.
brass. The original Legos were brass and very heavy.
And painted in lead, if I remember correctly.
Painted in-
Extra lead paint.
Yeah,
Very
loose
heavy.
lead.
Yeah.
It would chip
Yeah.
off.
Did the other kids that you grew up with know that you were part of the Lego family, or was that something that you kind of had to
Oh,
keep
the whole
secret?
school. So we went to a special school with all the Hasbro people, all the GI Joe people. It was a toy.
Mattel? Kenner.
Oh yeah, Lena Mattel. I mean, we just all went to school together.
Lena Mattel.
You know, David Barbie, the Barbie doll.
David Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barbie dolls.
And my name was actually Kumail Ninjago, and we changed it when we landed on Ellis Island. My family changed.
You guys landed on Ellis Island?
Yeah, we flew over. We took a plane, yeah. I mean, we had Ninjago money. We could take a helicopter.
Zach, what about your character?
I play Zane. It's the white one.
Woo!
Just like
It's a
real
weird
life.
phrase to say. He's the white one. He has white power. No, I'm just kidding. No. He's
Okay, Fred, we should leave.
We have to
We
go.
shouldn't be here.
he's a robot.
The movie's trying to appeal to everybody,
I know.
right? Like you
God,
kind
what am I doing? It's a kids movie. He's a robot, and he wants to be a normal teenager, but he's a robot, and he's also a ninja. So your standard ninja teenager robot.
I have to admit, this is true. I was very jealous of that character.
Why?
Because he's such a cool character. Like, he's a robot, you know? He talks like look at that, look
He
at
has a
his
bow
eyes.
and arrow. He looks awesome. Yeah.
Look at those eyes. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Do you feel like he's
I wish I was white too. Anyway, go ahead.
similar to Jared at all on Silicon Valley in terms of his emotional range?
They're like outsiders. I think Jared has a more of a loving heart than Zane the robot, but I think they're similar in their relationship to the group, like slightly outside.
So when you guys get together, I think you said there were 10 people in the recording booth when you guys were all sort of improvising together. Had you essentially already done the script and then they bring you guys in together to sort of, for the most part, just mess around and start sort of improvising and coming up with new stuff? Or are you doing
A little
the script
bit. There
in
were
there
a
as
couple
well?
scenes that they wanted us to sort of embellish a little bit, but we stuck to some of the script too.
It's an ongoing process. There's a couple of years, so like the script is evolving all the time.
So you're doing voice work for a couple years on the film?
Not like every second of every day.
But over the course of probably 2 years. Yeah, and I mean, with this cast, again, everyone's such a good improviser, and so they really encourage us to put things into our own words and just play off each other. And I think some of the best scenes came from those sessions. Yeah.
Yeah, there would be like, so the scenario is Garmadon is in a cage, you've captured him, you're just going through the jungle. Just start talking. What would you talk to Garmadon about? Like the evil, and a lot of that scene is in the movie, the improv. And Zach's right. Like the script evolved quite a bit over 2 years. So each time you would go in, there would be certain story aspects would be different, certain character aspects would be different, and then we would improvise.
Michael Penn was here yesterday, and he was saying
Michael
that
Pena.
Michael Pena, excuse me. Yeah,
Unless
Michael
you're talking
Penn
about the
is
musician.
musician, yeah.
They have
I like some of his music.
Very different vibes. Yeah.
That is true. Michael Pena was here yesterday, and he was saying that in the recording booth, it's really the most embarrassing moment for the actor because you're alone in this dark booth, and you end up starting to have to like really act things out and get big and crazy, and it's just sort of a weird feeling. Did you guys have that experience?
Yeah, he really overdid it. It was really embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain days where you come in and the entire day is effort noises. So it's like, you're watching your character run and tumble, and you're just like, and so that's like 6 hours of that.
And they don't. We were talking about they don't use them like so like. If you have to run twice in the movie, they don't just use the running sound you did once. Like you have to do new grunts for every single instance of exertion. So it's like it's so long.
So you're like, why don't you just use the other one? Who's gonna notice a difference? Just but we.
Because now you're running from a monster, and you used to be running from a robot.
So it's a different run.
It's a different run. I have a different run for every kind of threat and danger.
What's your favorite?
Can
kind of
we ask? Will you do some of them like when, or is that stressful?
Sure, yeah. Give me a scenario.
Okay, so let's say you're running from your past.
Oh, that's just silence because I'm doing it constantly.
Aside from exercise, how much do we really run every day? Like do we ever run for a taxi? Does that happen anymore? This is a real question I'm posing to you guys. How much running happens in your life?
None.
Almost none.
Yeah.
I get excited if I find a reason to run all of a sudden. I'm like, oh my god, I get to run. There's something to run for.
What's the last time you've had a reason to run?
It's been a long time.
You,
Yeah.
Davey?
Ooh, good question.
The exception of exercise, right?
Yeah. Running to get out of the rain.
When
Oh,
was
that's
this?
a good one.
Ooh,
That's good.
a couple days ago. It was raining
That's a good
here,
one.
and I ran about a block to get out of it.
You guys are like, oh, great.
This interview has,
Good one.
Oh, I know one.
devolved into
I like that.
ways,
So
reasons that you
supportive.
would
Lovely.
run.
I know one. Sometimes there's a photo being taken, and there's a group, and you're like away from them. They're like, Fred, come on. And there's a little jog that's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. And then you run. Right?
Yeah.
That
Or
happens.
sometimes someone doesn't want to talk to you, and they're off, they're going, but you're faster, so you
So you run up.
you
to
run after them, and they say,
Hey.
"Stop! I don't know." You stop, and you say, "Well, I'm here."
I ran yesterday
For
4 times because I was watching a movie and I had to go pee. So I ran to the bathroom and ran
great.
back because I didn't want to miss it.
Pause.
And then no, I'm watching it in the theater,
Oh,
dude.
What movie?
So I apologize.
I can't be like, pause the movie.
I mean, you
Kumail has
could.
to pee now.
What movie?
It was called Mother with an exclamation at the end.
You went to the bathroom 4 times during Mother?
No,
4
twice.
times?
I ran there, peed, ran back. That's 2. And then had to pee again. Ran there and then
Wow.
ran back.
And when you got back, she was still mad that there were people in the house, basically.
Don't give it away.
It's not giving anything away.
We did some of the voices on that too, by the way. We did some of the mother.
Yeah, I did Michelle Pfeiffer's. All her dialogue is actually my voice.
I was wondering what was going on there. There was
Yeah.
like a distancing
Yeah,
effect.
why does it sound like a Pakistani man?
I did all
Michelle-
the sounds of like ambient dread. Those were me.
Yeah. You guys have some other projects going on right now that we should mention. Dave, you just premiered The Disaster Artist recently at the
Yeah.
Toronto Film Festival. It's getting incredible reviews. Congratulations. The trailer looks amazing.
Thanks so much, man.
It's the story of Tommy Wiseau and The Room, and
Yes.
you play the co-star of that film who wrote the book about the making of The Room. What was it like working on this movie?
It was great. I mean, we always knew that it might not be for everyone just because it's based on this kind of niche movie that is a cult thing, but most of the world has never even heard of The Room.
Stop selling it so
I
aggressively.
know, I'm sorry. But we're excited that there's been a good response, and like I think people are responding because even if you haven't seen The Room, it's like there's this very universal story about 2 guys trying to achieve their dreams and not taking no for an answer. And I don't know, I got to work with my brother and my wife and our good friends, and it can't get
Tommy
better.
Wiseau.
And Tommy Wiseau.
I have
yeah.
to say, I watched an interview with you guys and Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my favorite things was that Tommy Wiseau's, the reason that he said he gave the rights to James to make the movie was because of the movie Sunny that
Yes.
Franco was in, that was directed by Nicolas Cage, which is this movie
Yeah.
no one has seen.
Tommy
But,
is one
like,
of 3
course,
people
Tommy
who-
Wiseau
yeah.
was like, that is the best, that's why I gave you the rights to this.
Wait. Nicolas Cage directed a movie?
Oh, yeah.
Starring James Franco.
How long ago was this?
10, 15 years ago?
Oh, a long
Straight to video, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well have been. Yeah, Tommy's favorite movie is a movie that no one's seen about my brother as a male gigolo, directed by Nick Cage.
Obviously.
Do you guys know The Room, by the way? The movie? Okay. Wow.
How many of you have actually seen The Room? About
Most of the
a
people.
third. Okay, all right. How many of you are going to see The Room before Disaster Artist comes out? Cool. One extra.
That's like homework.
You should at least watch the clips on YouTube.
Yeah, that's all-
Very,
yeah,
There's
very
like little
funny.
segments of it
Yeah.
you can't believe it really exists as a movie.
The movie in its entirety is fairly difficult to get through.
It's
It's
tough.
like-
Don't watch it alone. You need someone to like turn to and be like, what the fuck is going on? We can. say
What
fuck.
happened?
Yeah, so I watched it alone for the first time in a hotel room, and I just, I felt unsettled. I didn't know what to do with myself.
You were
and-
like, we're making a whole movie based on this.
But then you go to the midnight screenings. There's midnight screenings literally around the world once a month, and it's like a Rocky Horror Picture Show. People throw things at the screen. You're yelling the whole time. It's go see Disaster Artist.
Kumail, you premiered The Big Sick this year. I saw it at Sundance when it first came out. It's a beautiful movie. It's really incredible. You did an amazing job. I know that for the most part, based off of your personal life or inspired by the story of you and your wife. What was it like sort of touring around the country with that movie and consistently retelling the story of you and your wife's relationship?
Well, it was great because generally people liked it. It feels like a real like rejection of your entire life. If you make a movie about your life and people are like, not for me. Keep it. It's okay.
I didn't meet anyone that didn't like it. It's the kind of movie that it's just universal. Everybody either likes it or loves it.
Oh,
You know?
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It just came out on iTunes and Blu-ray. A lot of great special
Blu-ray.
features. Yeah. We've got and it's if I remember correctly, the Legos married the Blu-rays, right?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
you're from the Blu-ray fortune
the
as
same
well.
family,
yeah. Jessica Blu-ray was your great-great-grandmother, if I remember.
Great-grand cousin.
Grand cousin.
Still laughing at a person just randomly shouting Blu-ray excitedly.
Blu-ray.
It
You're
sounded like
just
you were
like-
trying to maybe start a chant. Like,
Yeah, Blu-ray. Blu-ray. Nice and sharp.
Nice and sharp. High definition.
That's what I want to see.
4K.
But it is out, and it's got a lot of special features, audio commentaries, bloops, goof 'em ups, like all the stuff that people love.
Second, Kumail, did you say there's gonna be some goof 'em ups on
Oh,
there?
there's some goof 'em ups. Let's just say we didn't always get it right on the first take.
Have you guys seen The Big Sick? Any of you guys seen this movie yet? It's
Please see it. Thank you.
Fred, and you're, I just caught the film the other day. You're in Battle of the Sexes, right?
Yeah.
With Steve Carell.
Battle of the
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really wonderful, like,
Wow.
wonderful performance. You're doing this, like, weird thing as this doctor. It's really funny.
It was a real person in Bobby Riggs' life who, like, is this tennis player from the 70s, and I played this the guy who would, like, sell him vitamins, you know, questionable vitamins, yeah, in quotes. And, yeah, that was a real person.
Did you, is he still alive? Did you meet him or anything?
I think he's not still alive.
Okay.
But he's sort of, because I try to look him up online, and it's just sort of, his history sort of disappears somewhere.
Maybe he was killed by another vitamin dealer. It's
Yeah.
drugs, right?
No, that
Oh.
was such a good moment.
I think
that
he was
with you
killed-
telling me that, I wanted to freeze in that moment.
I think Brad GNC went after him, right?
Yes, they crushed him,
Yeah.
but then used his vitamins. That we're all still taking them.
And you took those, and that's how you prepared for the role.
Yes, that's what I did. I love vitamins, guys.
And you have a new, another season of Portlandia coming in January, right?
Yeah, Kumail's in it.
Oh, right on. Are you guys done shooting and editing, or are you still working on it?
We're not gonna edit it. I think we just shot it.
Just raw footage.
It's gonna be the first show that we don't do editing. We're gonna use every angle. You know, each episode is about 11 hours long. Take after take after take. It's like true experimental TV. Like, let's use all of it. We recycle everything.
Well, like they say in the SATs, like your first answer is the right answer more often than not,
Yes,
right? So
yeah.
You should,
But then you also get the second answer and the third answer from different angles.
Yes, the whole thing. Hey, by the way, SAT test, right? I just felt like saying it.
Like
SAT.
your Blu-ray
yeah.
call,
Yeah,
SAT.
yeah. SAT.
I'm curious.
I got an above average score on my SAT.
What'd you get?
You know
remember?
that?
Oh, do you
where'd
remember?
you come in?
I came in at like 20,000. Because I wrote to the people at SAT and I was like, hey, I just want you to know I'm actually a very intelligent
Wrote to
person.
people at SAT.
Yeah, I was like, all these numbers and stuff, this is only part of me. And I know geography, I know capitals of countries and states.
That's geography.
And
I know where places are.
I know
That's
places
geography.
are, the names of them,
You
where
just-
they are.
you just know
And
geography.
it was just, and they wrote back. It was so sweet. They're like, we never get these letters, and you seem to be trying so hard. And you name a score, and we'll give it to you. They're in Alexandria, Virginia.
When you said SAT, someone had a reaction. Is there someone here who is taking the SAT or has to take the SAT?
Right here.
Really? When are you taking it? How are you feeling?
It was the best moment of my whole life.
I certainly
Such an
peaked.
adrenaline shot.
I remember filling in one of the bubbles and being like, it's never gonna get better than
No,
this.
and it didn't. It didn't.
I
did
was
it?
right.
Yeah.
I've been buying just sheets of bubbles and refilling them to try and recapture the
But you
magic
never
of
really
that
can,
moment.
can
No.
How are they the same? I guess they're still the same.
What's
There's
the high
essays
score
now.
now?
Same. That's the same.
Yeah.
And are there two parts to it then? Oh, that's still the same.
Yeah, verbal and math. What is it? Yeah. So what score would you guys be happy with? Out of 16. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Where do you want to go to school with a 1400?
I'm kind of hoping to get into FIT.
Cool.
Yeah, for like, I'm kind of hoping to get into FIT.
Cool.
Yeah, for like photography.
Oh, nice.
That's a great
Cool.
school.
Yeah.
It is. FIT is great.
And what about you? You got 1200. Okay.
That's like where I was, I think.
I
You
think I
got
got around
1200?
I don't remember, but it sounds familiar.
Okay.
Sorry, I did not mean to derail that at all.
No, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
It seemed
No,
like it
I'm-
was coming to its natural conclusion.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
I was
so-
very interested.
I don't want you to think I,
hope-
was like
I
taking
hope
away
you get
from
into
you.
the
Please
school
do.
if you want
Okay.
to.
Fred, I'm curious. If we're talking about Portlandia. I'm wondering if shooting Portlandia this past year has felt different for you guys, because so much of Portlandia is these sort of niche characters that we kind of take for granted their politics or the sort of quote unquote bubble that they might live in.
Yeah, very different. Because our whole run of the show has been under a different administration. So yeah, we had to. Some things were in the writers' room felt very different. And
It's not necessarily a political show, but there is
No.
an element of their politics that you kind of have take for granted, and where a lot of the jokes come from.
And now I have like so much more love for that kind of angle. So we did one sketch right before the election called "What About Men?" about men's rights, and so that sort of resonated throughout the season. But yeah, definitely a different climate for it. But we still try to stick to just making comedy, just making sketches, as opposed to getting too into politics.
Do you have a favorite sketch you've ever done?
Anything with the weirdos. We do these characters on there. They're like these goth, and they're always like this, and I just love them. I wish my life was like that. I really do love anything that's like gothy or like anything like that. It's just I want my life to. I have in my house. This is the truth. It's gonna sound like a bit. I made a fake graveyard in my backyard because I always wanted to live near one. So I just got these little tombstones.
Do you just, whenever anyone pisses you off, do you go etch their name on the tombstone?
Yes, I'm like, you're next. But I just like the feeling of it.
No, I agree. I went to my first 9 Inch Nails concert in July, and it was incredible. It blew my
Yeah.
mind. But I was surrounded by all these goths, and I was talking to them, and after every conversation, I was like, "You're beautiful.
Yes.
Like you're so you, and own everything about you. This is
Yeah.
amazing."
Yeah.
What is your feeling about Hot Topic, pro or con?
Hot topic?
No, fake goth, bro.
That's
No,
fake goth, is it?
Hashtag fake goth.
Seems like it, yeah. But the real thing just looks really cool. I like the sort of like black and white of it all,
Have you ever tried to go for that look in your own life?
I can't pull it off. I think, and this is gonna sound crazy, but because I'm like kind of like Latino, I just feel like it's not gonna.
But isn't there like a Latino goth
There is a
scene?
very Mexican, very strong scene. For me, it just, in costume I like it, but for me personally, it's just, it would look too like rock and rolly. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's this guy trying to do?
My
Like,
wife,
I'm rock and roll.
Emily, used to be a goth in high school, and you should look. I'll show you pictures. It's
Is her hair black?
Yes, her hair was black. She had like the purple lips. She was like a lot.
Wow.
Piercings. It was a lot. And she's not anymore, but she wants to have a website, which this ties in, called Goths Running for Things, and she just wants to have like a goth running trying to get the bus, 'cause-
Oh, that's really.
I thought
That's
it was
great.
goth running for office. That's what I thought it was.
No,
at first.
I mean that could be part of it, but she was like, because goth is such a studied thing that when you have to like live normal life and the bus is going and you have to run
They
for it,
have to.
that would be great.
Yes.
There was a goth kid I went to school with who used to wear a shirt that said, "You laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at you because you're all the same."
Oh,
But I'm sure that shirt was produced by
Love
the
him.
thousands.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it was made in China.
mass-produced, Yeah.
but it warms my heart though.
Isn't
I
that
still,
sweet?
I
Yeah.
still love him. I love his effort. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
sweet.
We actually went to, this is going to sound crazy, but Emily's friends with some of her friends from back then, and some of them are Satanists now.
Nice.
So we went to a satanic mass, and it was actually really beautiful. It really is.
What does that entail exactly?
It's really about sort of.
And then slide that into the LEGO Ninjago screenings tonight, right after.
It's really about like being in touch with your body and understanding it and being nice to other people. And they did this chant that was like, "I am not my things. I am not," like that kind of stuff. So it's actually a very. It was really lovely. I teared up.
They chanted, "I am not my things."
It's like something like that. That was
Like my possessions.
Not to be materialistic.
Yeah, it was like I own these things. These things do not own me. It was something like that. It was really lovely, and it's lovely. And so is Lego Ninjago. It's a very lovely.
Oh, nice work.
Yeah.
Real quick, did you dress up for that event? Like, do you have to kind of come in, like, I don't know, to fit in?
I was in pretty normal civilian gear, but a lot of people were not.
Got it.
A lot of people were like, imagine how that would look. Yeah. That's how they look.
Zach, what's going on with you?
I just bought a Cracker Barrel outside of Knoxville in Tennessee. It's not going well. It's not going well at all.
Why isn't it going well?
People told me, don't do it. You have no experience. It's
What's that?
like,
Must have people
difficult.
going there.
Knoxville already has a few Cracker Barrels.
There's
Yeah,
one
they're all
down the
over.
street from
They
where
say,
you
I
bought.
bought one next to an existing Cracker Barrel that was thriving because I thought, well, the market's there,
Yeah.
but it turns out there isn't.
Have some sort of vendetta against that Cracker Barrel that you
No,
bought?
that's
You're
what's
like, I'm going
weird.
to
He
take
used
it
to
down.
be my friend, but now he's mad at me. Yeah. So I don't know. Things are pretty bleak.
If I remember, your logic was there's one here, it works, so we know it works here.
Yeah.
So another one right next to it, close as possible, gotta work.
And
right?
in real life, if you go to like a general store, there's not a single barrel. There's barrels full of stuff all over the place. So why? You know, you know what I'm saying? So you should have it. It's not going well.
It's also, if I remember correctly, your prices are way higher than the one right
jackknifed the
next
prices
door.
way up, way up. Because fuck them.
Who? Fuck who?
You know who? It's just them.
The customers?
When they come in here and I say, well, you're going to pay $50 for that Sierra Mist.
And also, you said no bathrooms, and you advertised that fact very aggressively.
Yeah, I have there is a room, but you go in there and there's no toilet and there's just a sign that says, go in your hands.
And do you watch people as they eat? Is that one of the things
Yeah,
that you
that's
go?
part of
You
it.
go
I
to
get
all
to
the table
watch
and
it,
you
yeah.
watch them.
I get to watch it. I get real close. And then when you're saying when you run, sometimes someone will start eating and I'm not there and I run over. And
You're
I
like-
just, make sure I watch them eat.
And your marketing slogan also is "Go in your hands."
Go in your hands. So I have a couple. Like one's go in your hands. Then I have one. I say, come to Zach's Cracker Barrel, Knoxville, Tennessee. Applebee's. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Fuck McDonald's.
Let's get some questions from the audience. What do we have here?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, great.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, okay, this is loud. Oh, what was my question? What's do you think is the main difference between like acting through the voice? I suck at talking. I'm sorry.
No, this is a good question. Yeah.
And then
acting.
acting as yourself, as an actual person.
What's the main difference? I mean, it's just the thing is like all the preparation before you do something like on TV or in a movie, it's hours, of like makeup and like even getting. But this is like at a recording studio, like in Midtown or like in LA somewhere. So between waking up and actually working, it's very fast. So that's like for me one of the main things.
And it's kind of liberating doing voice work just because mostly you're just in the room by yourself and you can be as silly as you want, you can be as over the top as you want, and you don't feel judged because none of you guys can see us doing that. And so it is really fun in that way. And there isn't such thing as being too over the top in animation.
And because they can't see your face, you have to do more with your voice. So, like, you can convey a lot facially in film, but you have to compensate with your voice and voiceover.
Next question.
That's you.
It's me. Hi.
Okay.
I'm right next to her. Hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering for all of you guys, what was your favorite role that you guys have ever been in? Like out of everything. Like I'm talking like even like cheesy high school, like drama club
Wow.
plays and everything.
That's actually a very good question.
Favorite role or favorite like project, like final product?
Probably final project, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So definitely not the drama things that you did in high school, probably. If it's final product.
I mean, don't lie. Don't be ashamed of it.
Well, the drama things I did in high school played at Cannes and savaged by reviewers, but. I will say. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Zach. I will say my favorite things have been the stuff I've gotten to do on Portlandia from like the beginning to now. The last time I will ever do it.
Jeez.
It was really, really it was so much fun working with Fred and Carrie, and they're so funny and they're so nice. And I remember the first one I did where I'm the cell phone salesman, and we just goofed around for an hour, and then the director was like, okay, got it, move on. And I was like, that was it? Work can be fun? And it really like sort of changed my perspective on everything. It was so much fun. Thank you.
Wow, thanks, Kumail. You were great in it.
My favorite role is my future role on Portlandia. Thank you, Fred.
Yeah, it's coming.
The show's actually done.
We'll do one more episode for you.
I love, what do I love? I really like 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Which, you know, the directors of that produced LEGO Ninjago, which is also one of my favorites. What do you guys got?
Wait, can I just say that this is maybe an embarrassing thing to say? Everyone's great in this movie, but Dave Franco is so good in this movie. It's like a really like warm, like empathetic performance. It's like you know, it's LEGO Ninjago, so it doesn't sound like it's necessarily like a big-hearted movie, but it really is, and his performance is incredible in this.
Thank you.
It's true. Like we're just jumping around pretty much. We're just like sort of moving out of the way, but he sounds like a person. Like there's actually personality in it. So yeah, I'm backing that up.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Zach, what's your favorite part, Ben?
I
Or
mean, I
favorite
love
project?
Silicon Valley. That's like the best job I've ever had, probably. But I also, when I was a kid, on one Halloween, my parents got me a Bob Dole mask. Do you guys know who Bob Dole is? He was a presidential candidate, and yeah.
One of those like weird right-winger kids?
No,
Yeah?
I was lampooning him. It was a very sophisticated satire. And then I got my friend to be a Secret Service agent, which is a boring Halloween costume for him. And I remember that felt like a little production. Like I'd pretend to be Bob Dole and he'd act like a Secret Service agent. I remember that was a lot of fun.
And then you collected candy?
Yeah, I'd collect candy, and I'd have like a trickle-down policy where like it would eventually work its way to kids with less candy.
Let's get the next question.
Hi. So, what was your favorite part to record in this movie overall?
Favorite part to record?
The group day, the day when we all recorded together was super fun.
Because it was in a circle. So we were all sort of looking at each other, and it was a mix of like trying to do bits with each other and then also doing our jobs. So that was really cool. And I actually didn't know Zach very well, so it was my first introduction to getting to know him, you know?
Yeah, I was excited about that.
I was like, look at that guy.
Yeah, look at this one.
This guy. But this guy I knew really well. I'm going to do a hand gesture that this means like old buddy. If you shake it, it's like a guy thing. So, and Kumail I knew, you know.
I think
and after production of this.
Yeah. This guy.
It's a little mannered.
Yeah, it's a little, so yeah, it's aggressive. We wouldn't usually do that in private. It's a little too.
Yeah.
But it's to show you that we're comfortable with each other.
This is real.
Hey man, this guy was so funny.
No, this guy.
And I knew, and we'd work together as well.
Yeah,
to all the men in the audience, like
before?
We did a couple things. We just did a movie called The Little Hours.
Oh yeah, of course, that's right.
Yeah.
My apologies, I saw that movie. You were
Apology accepted.
Guys, I have to let you go. I'm getting the rap sign over and over again from this lovely young woman right here. Thank you. LEGO Ninjago Movie comes out basically tonight. People can go to screenings tonight, or starting tomorrow, people can go see the film.
And
right?
also, if you say Ninjago sent me here, we mean it. You get free tickets.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes they'll ask you to pay in the moment, but then they'll rebate you down the road.
But what you have to do is you have to, in the moment, buy 5 tickets for each person that's going.
And you'll get.
Don't worry, you'll get it all back.
We promise. Leave your address.
Everybody give it up for Zach Woods, Fred Armisen, Kumail Nanjiani, and Dave Franco.